How to cook a flank steak? Well, what about some Jamaican sorcery? Specifically this thing, jerk. Just like reggae music, jerk seasoning has spread worldwide, bringing a piece of Jamaican vibrant culture to kitchen tables everywhere. Both are expressions of Jamaica's soul, blending spice, rhythm, and the rebellious spirit. Today, it is starting in my kitchen. This is an unusual approach for my channel. I usually stick to European and Eastern European cuisine, but once in a while I venture down the path less traveled to exotic and unknown territories. As a base, I will use a recipe from Mrs. Rohrer's cookbook, published over about 100 years ago in Philadelphia. But don't worry, I will not follow her recipe to the letter. Quite the opposite. I will take a detour to an exotic island, adapting some of their traditional culinary magic into my cookery. Introducing Busha's Browne traditional jerk rub. This spice mix, or rather marinade, is traditionally used on poultry and pork. In rarer cases, it is indeed used on beef. And today, my friends, will be that rare case. From Mrs. Rohrer's, I'll take sauce recipe, or should I say gravy, and the basic cooking method, but I'll skip the mushrooms, and I'll use the gravy on mashed potatoes instead of drenching my beef. Here is what we'll need. 2 ounces of Busha Browne traditional jerk rub, 1 tablespoon of flour, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 tablespoon of paprika, 1 tablespoon of allspice, 1 cup of fresh parsley, salt, pepper, a pint of broth. Check out my beef stroganoff video if you need help making it. And of course, 1 flank steak. This one is about 1.5 pounds. Let's start with the steak. We will season it with finely chopped parsley and smear it in our jerk marinade. Chop those parsley leaves as fine as possible and set them aside in a bowl for now. Next, we tenderize our beef, and this time I'm using a new tenderizer. No more smashing with a hammer. We'll poke a bunch of holes in the steak on both sides. Then season both sides with salt and pepper. Remember, the jerk marinade already has salt, but since we are baking in broth, some will wash away, so a little extra seasoning won't hurt. Now spread that Jamaican magic all over the beef. Be generous, we want both sides covered. The jerk marinade will make our beef look dark, almost black. Don't panic, that's normal. You know, the roots of jerk go deep into Jamaican history. It all started with the Maroons, escaped slaves who lived in the mountains of Jamaica. They developed this technique to preserve and flavor meat using whatever they found around them. Before the Maroons, the Tiana people, the original inhabitants of Jamaica, used similar method to smoke and preserve meat, which influenced what we now call jerk cooking. They called it charky, from which we get the word jerky. There, done, all smeared. Now sprinkle the parsley on one side. That will be the inside of our roll. Roll it up. Tie it with strings to keep its form. And let it chill in the fridge for at least 3 hours. Let's whip up something akin to kitchen bouquet, which I can't find locally, so we'll have to improvise. Take a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and melt it very, very slowly. At first nothing happens, but once it starts it goes fast. So watch out or it will burn quicker than a marshmallow at the campfire. A key player in jerk seasoning is allspice, or pimento, as it is known in Jamaica. This was used by the Tianos and later by the Maroons. And did you know they also use pimento wood for smoking because it imparts a unique sweet spicy flavor? It's quintessential to proper jerky. Jerky isn't just about spices, it's about cultural fusion. When African slaves mixed with the indigenous Tianos, they brought along their own spices and techniques, creating the jerk we know today. It's like a culinary history lesson in every bite. Carefully add water. It will bubble because the saucepan is hot. Don't get any on your skin, it will stick and burn like the devil. Add allspice, mix it all up, then slowly add more water, and don't forget the paprika. This concoction is now our spicy kitchen bouquet. Pour it into a cute little bottle and feel like a mad scientist. Time to preheat the oven to 450 degrees, or what Mrs. Rohrer called the fast oven. Add some broth to the baking pan, about a cup, maybe a bit more, but don't drown it. We don't want the broth to wash away or marinate, just provide some moisture. Place the baking pan with the beef in the oven and set the timer for 45 minutes. That will get you to medium rare. Baste it every 10 minutes with the broth, just to keep it moist. Jerk was more than just food for Maroons. It was a symbol of resistance and survival. Cooking jerk in hidden pits in the mountains was a way to avoid detection, preserving their culture and freedom. Think of it as a rebellious steak. Baking is done. Now for the gravy for our mashed potatoes. Strain the broth from the steak into a small pan. Add 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 of flour. As it thickens, add a tablespoon of our kitchen bouquet. Taste it. Might need some more pepper. And another tablespoon of kitchen bouquet. There you go. Time to arrange our serving. Greens, mashed potatoes, gravy, and our star, the steak. I think this might be my new favorite way to cook a flank steak. It's flavorful, soft, and juicy, like a tropical vacation for your taste buds. And it's easy to make, so try it someday. And I might see you later. Bye for now.